It was the day of the funeral, and there were clouds in the sky like a heavy blow. The fresh smell of mud mixed in the air of the cemetery, the fragrance that remains after every burial, like a monument of silence. People were gathered, some crying, some standing silently, lost in their own sorrows. Zainab saw her mother's body for the last time. She was wrapped in a sheet. Her face seemed so calm, so silent, as she sleeps in a world of dreams. Her eyes were closed. There was a slight smile on her lips, and her hair was peeking out of the sheet, like sometimes in the air. The heart paused for a moment, thinking that perhaps death wasn't so bad if it could be soothing. The people moved slowly, close relatives, neighbors, all those who have been visiting our house all their lives. There was also Chacha, my father's brother, whose face was always full of a strange smile, a smile that seemed not to be of joy, but an attempt to hide something. He was standing with his cousins, listening to them, but his eyes were elsewhere. When everyone left, only a few people were left by the grave. A cousin, 2 or 3 neighbors, and the same uncle. The soil was still fresh, spread over the grave, and the wind was blowing it gently. I cried and walked out. There was a sea of tears in my eyes, and heavy feet, as if the earth was pulling me. Suddenly, a woman appeared. She was shadowed like mist, lost in the haze of the graveyard, but her form was clear. As old as my mother seemed, perhaps around 50, the hair began to turn white, but there was a sparkle in the eyes that stopped me. At first glance, she didn't know what it was, but the one that touched my heart. She looked at me deep in her eyes, then in a very soft voice whispered, "She was actually your mother." "Not at all." Those words were like a flash of lightning. There was a sharp pain in his chest, and he stopped breathing. I thought, what the hell is this? In the intensity of sadness, the mind thinks of anything. Tears were flowing from his eyes, but now they were not only sad, but also surprised. I asked him, "Who are you?" She remained silent, staring into my eyes as if reading everything inside of me. Then finally she said, "I am the one who handled your father's accounts. I am the one who saw the truth behind the walls of this house. You're right to know, she was gone, lost in the fog, but her words kept ringing in my ears. When I got home, I told her everything. The family, the friends, everyone laughed. People don't say anything out of respect," said the uncle, his face still the same, but a hidden uneasiness in his eyes. "So you also rest, Zainab. It's all smoke of sadness soon to be gone." But I wasn't at peace. Those words spread like fire inside me, a fire that no cold water can extinguish. I didn't sleep the whole night. She looked at her mother's picture and remembered her childhood. She's really a mother. Or is it my mind? The next day I went back to the cemetery, sitting there touching the soil, wondering if all this could be true. When she asked, she found the woman. Everyone called her Betty, an old resident who once lived near our house. Her name was Saria, and people said she lived alone, sometimes helping neighbors. I went to his house and locked the door. She came out, the same face, the same eyes. "Come, my daughter," he said, making me sit inside. He took a sip of tea, then slowly began to speak. "I was your father's accountant. Years ago, when he fell ill, he trusted me. Viewing of accounts, handling of documents. But he didn't tell me what he saw. Your uncle he's always been greedy. Your father's properties, bank accounts, everything was in sight. When your mother is sick." One day he disappeared. No one told me where it went. Then a woman called her mother's name, changed documents, marriage certificate, birth papers, all. I looked, but I couldn't speak. Now, when she's gone, I thought I should tell you. His heart pounded when he heard it. I asked, "What is the matter?" He got up and pulled out an old piece of wood. Inside are some papers, handwritten notes, copies of bank statements. "Look at that," he said. "Look here, the names have changed. And these transfers, from your father's account to Uncle's close friend's company." I saw that his hands were shaking. It all seemed to be true. I swore to myself, the truth will be revealed, no matter how much it hurts. When I got home, everything changed. The walls, which used to be warm, are now cold. Uncle's smile, which at first seemed funny, is now suspicious. I made a plan. First, the old papers. Father's documents, which were buried in the cupboard. Many of them are incomplete, some names have been changed. Mother's bank account, which never became active. Marriage certificate, in which the date was doubtful. And then meet the neighbors. An elderly aunt, the oldest resident of the neighborhood, said, "Daughter, your mother, when she was gone. You were there, you don't remember. He went to the hospital one day and never came back. This woman came in his place. Everyone agreed because the uncle said." Another neighbor said that the internal decisions of the house were in the hands of the uncle and his wife. The mother, however, remained silent. One elder said, "After the wedding, when your father fell ill, a Nimsaza woman took care of everything. The name was, she wasn't your mother." I took notes, I recorded. Everything was a piece of a puzzle, forming a picture of the whole. I worked in peace. Don't hurry. The first step is to meet with an attorney. The lawyer's name was Rashid, the old man of the neighborhood who had seen such cases. "Zainab," he said, "the court has its way in such cases. The mother's original citizenship, birth certificate, marriage records, all will be checked, but there needs to be proof." I gave him the papers. He looked up, shaking his head. "This is the beginning. Step 2. A private investigator. His name was Imran, who was famous in the city for secret work. Extraordinary transfers to your father's accounts," he said, a few days later. "It started a couple of years ago. An organic company, Green Fields, owned by your uncle's friend. Property has shifted, land, house, everything. When I saw the report, I was heartbroken. Every transfer seemed to be part O. The picture was becoming clear. A plan where a strange woman was made a wife and made to sit at home by giving money, signing documents to control the family's property. The real mother, on the day she fell ill, had been missing for months before that. People ignored because the uncle had said, "She has gone for treatment." I spoke to the cemetery warden. "Yes, daughter," he said. "The funeral took place, but the papers, some names are not clear. Records of the hospital." A nurse, Mrs. Farhan, said, "A woman had come, nameless, with no identity card. He stayed for several weeks and was discharged. Your family took it." It all made sense to the couple. That mother was an actress, a wax figure. The next step is the DNA test. I took the sample from the grave, with the permission of the court, by hiding. The real mother. Surya said that he is in a small village in Sarai. I went looking for it. A small house, a woman sitting in white clothes. When I called her name, Amna Begum, her eyes widened. "Cry and smile. Hold my hand and listen to the story. I was cheated, daughter. He was sent to the city for treatment, and then didn't come back. Your uncle is..." He did everything. The DNA report was similar, but not complete. The woman was from a foreign family. The real mother sitting in front of it was my mother. The moment of reunion. Tears, hugs, stories of years. He told how to live in the village in solitude without knowing the family. "I thought you'd forgotten." "No, mother," I said. "Now everything will be fine. The way of vengeance, not directly but justly." The case was handled by lawyers. Evidence, documents, witnesses, bank records, DNA. The story told to the news, old photos, documents, scandal, printed in the newspapers. The neighbors are shocked. The family is silent. The uncle panicked, threatened, but the evidence was strong. In court, when it all came out, fake signatures, corruption, asset transfers, his face turned yellow. Punishments, legal, social. Wife is gone. Return the rights to the mother. Land, house, money. He ended up going to the cemetery with his mother. Sprinkling mud, he said, "Justice has been served, but you are my victory." The mother said, "The truth stands between death and life, but you brought it back, that's all."